Hope you're having a good weekend. This is Saturday. Don't rush to judgment. Judging. We're all guilty of that, aren't we? You say, well, no, I don't judge. Just give yourself a little bit of time. See if there's not, you look at somebody and you see somebody, maybe their height, their weight, their whether they're heavy, whether they're thin, what color hair they have, and just see if you don't you're this color of hair, so I knew somebody that. See if you don't have a tendency to judge people. Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 and 2, Jesus is speaking in the Sermon on the Mount. He says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." This is an incredibly misapplied and misunderstood statement from Jesus. A lot of people are saying, well, don't judge. And they're saying it in a way that, don't judge me. And you're not anybody's judge. And it's like we're not supposed to recognize what's right and what's wrong. So let's take a look at what is Jesus not saying. Well, one thing he's not saying here, he's not saying to never judge. You don't see Jesus saying that. He says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." We are to distinguish right from wrong. If somebody's doing wrong, we need to recognize that. Not, we're not supposed to judge, so I guess it's okay. No, it's not okay. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And then we see our brother or sister doing something wrong, we need to go to them. Go to them in love, with a humble heart, a pure heart, and say, "Hey, I see you doing this and it's hurting you." It's not, "Man, you are one sorry dude. What you're doing is wrong, and you're just sorry." No. You go to them because if we're doing wrong, you know what? It's hurting us. And you go to them because you want to help them. We go to them in humility. I remember one day I getting ready for work and I had put my shirt on, so I tucked the collar inside out. And I shaved, so I wouldn't get shaving cream stuff on it. And I got all done and headed off to work and came home at the end of that day. And my collar was still turned inside out. Still turned inside shirt. I'm thinking, why didn't somebody say something? A bunch of people saw me. Why didn't somebody say, "Hey, your shirt collar"? Nobody said a word. I went that way all day long. I wish somebody would have said something. If I'm doing something wrong, people need to tell me. I'm going to take it better, though, if you care about me. I'll definitely take it better if you care about me, rather than gloating over telling me how wrong I am. So Jesus is not saying to never judge, because we are to judge right and wrong. But we're to do it with humility and love, wanting the best for that person. What is Jesus saying? Well, he says, when we judge, we will also be judged. How strict are you? Do you want other people to be as strict with you as you are with them? Some people can criticize somebody who has trouble with drugs or drinking, yet they may overeat, or they may be guilty of gossiping. And one is just as bad as the other. Some of them have greater consequences, but they're all wrong. We'll be judged with the same measure we judge others. Do you want others to be gracious in their judgment of you, or to be harsh and condemning? That's the way we need to be. The way we want other people to be with us is the way we need to be with them. And we're not to judge people unfairly. Somebody speeding down the highway, they're going way past the speed limit. We're thinking, they don't care about laws. They just going to do whatever they want to do. Well, they may have somebody in the car. They're trying to get to a hospital, maybe a life and death situation. We don't know. We're making a judgment based on what we see. Are they speeding? Yes, they're speeding, but we don't know why. Oftentimes, judging is saying, "I know why you're doing that," when we don't know what's inside a person's heart. We can see what they're doing. And if what they're doing is wrong, okay, that's wrong, but why are you doing it? Sometimes there may be a reason. And then we're not to pick and choose which things are wrong. The Pharisees in Jesus' day, the Pharisees had all these rules and laws, and they They were quick to condemn what they did right, but what others did wrong. But they never said anything about the things they were doing wrong. But they were very, very quick to condemn in others what they themselves were doing right. And we have a tendency to do that. Somebody is doing something wrong, and but we do it well. We do that right. We're quick to criticize them. But if it's a problem I have, I'm just going to gloss over that when somebody else does it, because I know I'm guilty of that as well. There was a man that was on a ship on a tour, and he was roomed with one other man. He didn't know this man, but he went down to his quarters, and he went in the room. The man was there, and he talked to the man a little bit, and so then the man turned around and went to the captain's quarters, and they had a safe there, and he said, he had a gold watch, and he had some other valuables. Said, I've been down to my quarters, and I would like to give you these to put in your safe. He said, we can do that. He said, I've been down to my quarters, and I've seen the man there, and he doesn't look very reputable. The guy says, we'll be happy to put this in the safe. He said, as a matter of fact, your roommate came back and said the very same thing about you. When we're judging other people, they're looking at us. And the manner that we judge others is often the manner we're going to be judged. Will you have grace, or will you be condemning? Will you have love, or will you be harsh? How do you want God to judge you? Don't rush to judgment. That's what Jesus is saying. Don't be too quick to rush. Look and see what's right. Look and see what's wrong. But be careful about saying you know why they're doing it. Have a good weekend.